Hi everyone, I'm excited that I get to bring your daily vitamin to you today on Tuesday, November 21st. And the reason I chose this vitamin is because the best way I believe to service and thank your customers, 'tis the season to be thankful and grateful, is to genuinely be interested in them and continue to offer them tips, ideas, and recipes on their purchases well beyond the kitchen show. What I want to share with you is an old idea, and I thought this was the perfect time of the year to dust it off and share it with you. My goal for myself, for my business, is to plan my January and February well before the end of the year. And this is a great idea to have a couple of different shows in those months. The idea I want to share with you is called the Deep Covered Baker Workshop, and it has been extremely successful for me in so many ways. The best being how grateful my customers and my past hosts are when they attend this workshop. Now, you can also do this same workshop using the Rock Crock. So I'm just talking about the Deep Covered Baker because that's what I've always done. And you can do the Deep Covered Baker in combination with the Rock Crock. There's so many different ways. But the goal of this cooking class is to help customers who already purchased the Deep Covered Baker or the Rock Crock utilize it to its full potential, or for those who don't have the Deep Covered Baker, they've been wondering about purchasing it, but they're just not sure it's worth the investment. This idea was not originated by me, but I do this workshop every winter and I have fallen in love with it. I love offering this type of customer service, and it was so well received by my customers that I thought it was really important that I share it with you. I recommend that you start a new folder on your computer called Deep Covered Baker Workshop, or whatever you want to call your workshop, so that you can stay organized and have fun with this. Because at the very beginning, it's going to take some planning and some work, but the outcome is truly a blast. And most importantly, the enthusiasm and the feedback from my customers has just been utterly wonderful. It's fun to reconnect with past hosts and customers, and it continues the relationship and it builds loyalty. The invite is very important. I sent an invite using Consultant Connections to all my local contacts, and I sent out, it was like 800 invites, and I thought, oh my gosh, are they all going to come? Well, it was a great turnout. So you want to send all your invites. Don't be intimidated, or all your local contacts. Don't be intimidated by that. And I also created a Facebook event and invited most of my Facebook friends, and I encouraged everyone to bring a guest and to let me know, if they were going to bring a guest. So let me share what's on the invite, because this is important. It said, you are invited to a 2-hour cooking class workshop at my home, my address, on the date and the time. This class will help you learn all the ways you can utilize your Deep Covered Baker, whether you have one that may or may not have a thin layer of dust on it, or if you have one and you only cook what was cooked at the show you purchased at. This workshop will also be geared towards the person who has heard about the amazing Magic Pot, aka the Deep Covered Baker, and isn't sure it's worth the investment. Not sure that dinner can be tasty, not full of preservatives, and on the table in less than 30 minutes. Check out the magic. There is no cost for this class. Invite your friends, your family, your neighbors, anyone who puts dinner on the table and could use some help or ideas. Come eager to learn and ready to eat. Bring a friend. Seating is limited, so please RSVP today. I'm excited about this. Very important, and I can share that. I had Deep Covered Baker workshops printed out through OfficeDepot.com. They were only $5. I sold them to anyone who wanted to purchase them at the class. I know this is old, but I still have some. If they purchased a Deep Covered Baker at the workshop, they got one free. I just did that on the honor system. I had them out in a box, so I didn't really have to mess with that. But they loved this cooking class. I also did some name tags. Again, this isn't my idea, but the name tag had their name at the top, and then it says, my fave thing to make in my Deep Covered Baker is, and then another line so they could put what their favorite recipe is. Could be chicken fajitas or whatever, or they can mark, I don't have a Deep Covered Baker. And that way I could I could interject and talk to people and find out, what their favorite things were, and those that didn't have it, I could gear ideas towards them as well. So So I had the printed name tags. I had catalogs with receipts folded inside to hand out, and I had pens. On the Facebook, every time I practiced my recipes ahead of time that I was going to do, I posted pictures, and I kept teasers going every few days to create excitement and interest. That's key to good attendance. The first workshop was on a Tuesday in February. It was from 6:30 to 8:30, and I had 25 confirmed for that day. Since I had such an overwhelming amount of interest in the first one, and people were saying, hey, if you do this again, let me know, because I can't come, but I'd like to come to one. So I immediately scheduled one on a Sunday afternoon. And from that point on, every time I offer this class, I always do 2 a week, because you have everything. You're already having your house clean. That was the best part. One of the preps is you start cleaning your house in February, so you get your spring cleaning done, and so that way they could come. I did one on a weeknight and one on a weekend, and it pretty much encompassed everybody. I had 25 at my Tuesday night class, the very first one, and my second one there were 15 at the class. I prepared a sangria that was delicious. They loved it. And assorted just fruit infused water, so it wasn't very expensive. I also served, this is sort of my prep work, I also had some cream cheese out with the raspberry habanero and the pineapple rum sauce with crackers, and you could put that on one of our serving platters and just have that out for people to be able to munch on while you're making all the other food. I borrowed 3 deep covered bakers from friends, because you need to have, for my class, I had to have 4 deep covered bakers. Now, through the years, I've purchased more, but I just borrowed bakers, and so that was nice, because people were coming anyway that had them, so I just had a few friends bring their bakers with them. The lineup of recipes, this was cool. The first recipe in the first baker was the artisan bread. Again, something you should definitely practice. These are all Pampered Chef recipes. I had all the flour measured except 1 cup, and I had the sugar and the salt measured in prep bowls. And so it was all, ready to go. That was one station. The second station I had was the chicken bruschetta pasta. The chicken was seasoned the night before in a Ziploc, and the pasta was in the baker, or you could do the zucchini linguine, and then you could have that in the rock crock, so you're incorporating in the rock crock. And then I also had, I did a lava cake where I just mixed cake mix according to instructions and placed it in the ungreased baker, and I did that just about an hour before the show. And so all I had to do was, add the icing and then put it in the microwave. Super simple. And then my fourth recipe was a pork tenderloin with mango salsa. That's in the Deep Covered Baker recipe book. Delicious. Shows the manual food processor. Lots of tools. I had the tenderloin, the silver already removed. It was oiled, seasoned in the batter bowl the night before. So everything else was done in front of my guests. And if you're worried about this being too much work for you, invite everyone to help, or invite another consultant or a friend to assist you, especially when it's your first workshop. But it's really a lot of fun, and everyone loved eating all the food. There was a ton of food. They got to sample everything, but they got to see different things made in the deep covered bakers. So you might, you might do chicken fajitas, or you can do cherry crack or whatever. The recipes are endless that you can do in the deep covered baker or the rock crock. But the key is to service your customers, and they will be I think the best part. Both shows, the sales were over 1,000, and I got 3 to 4 bookings from each one. But the best part about doing a cooking workshop for your customers is it lets them know that you genuinely care about them, and you're going to service them well beyond their purchase. That is key. That was the best ever. And I still do shows where I run into people and they say to me, when are you going to do another workshop at your house? They love coming. So right now, if you're new, just start, when you're doing your shows, start letting people you're going to do these workshops this winter, and start a running list of people that would like to come. And, you can go into your contacts and you can add a new contact, and I just call it Deep Covered Baker Workshop. And then I go through my contacts, and anybody that's purchased one, I put a click there, so I make sure that they get this invite to this class. So anyway, I hope this is might be an old idea for some of you, and it may be a new idea, but most importantly, I just wanted you to know that these workshops are so well received by your customers, and you will have so much fun. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Think of all the homes that are going to be using all the tools as a result of your Pampered Chef business. And you should be very thankful for what you've done for all these families all across the country. And I'm just really thankful that I got time with you this morning to be able to share your daily vitamins. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Have a great week and a safe and fun holiday. Bye-bye.